Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everybody. In this class we're gonna learn more three Arabic letters and we call them refusal letters. Don't forget, in the previous class we learned other three refusal letters. The Arabic language has just 6 refusal letters. What's a refusal letter? Refusal letter is the one that just get connected from the right side and it doesn't get connected from the left side. We will learn today ra. It has the sound of r, like letter R in English. So the sound of this letter is this. Super easy. And if I add fatha, now the sound is ra. Don't forget, fatha sounds like letter A in English. So now we have ra, 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 ra. Now let's write this easy word. Ra, ra, ra. Ra, 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 ra. Let's see ra in the beginning of the word. Ra in the beginning of the word is very easy and simple one. This, ra. Ra in the middle of the word, ra. Ra in the end of the word, ra. Let's read ra, 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 ra. Okay, so this is the shape of in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. As you see, they are separated. Why? Because ra is a refusal letter. It doesn't get connected from the left side. Let's see the other shapes of ra in the middle and in the end. Let's write this word, se. So, se, you don't forget, this letter sounds like letter S in Arabic. In English, with this mark on the top, it sounds se, se. Now let's say sa ra, sa ra, sa ra. Do you see? This is the shape of ra in the middle of the word when the previous letter is a normal letter. Now it's connected to the previous one by this line. So now we wrote sa ra, se. Let's add se in the end. There is no any meaning to this word. Sarasa, sarasa. Let's write another word, which is sa ra, sa ra. Se in the beginning of the word, se in the middle of the word, sa, ra in the end of the word, ra. Do you see? Ra in the end of the word. It is like this. It's connected to the previous one because this one is a normal letter. So the shapes of ra are like this. Ra in the beginning of the word, it's always like this. Ra. As you see here in this word. Ra, 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 ra. Ra in the middle of the word, it can be like this. Ra, as you see here, when the previous letter is a refusal letter. And the ra in the middle of the word, it can be like this when the previous letter is a normal letter. So let's write it like this too. So we have two shapes of ra in the middle of the word. Ra in the end of the word, it can be like this, like here in this word, ra, 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 when the previous letter is a refusal letter, or like this when the previous letter is a normal letter, ra. So these are the shapes of ra. Ra, 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 sa, ra, sa, ra. Okay, let's see another letter. I'm not gonna change many things here, just I'm gonna add this dot on the top of ra. So now the sound is totally different. It sounds z, z. So I'm gonna remove this and I will add z, letter z in English. So the sound of this letter is exactly like letter z. And with this mark on the top, fatha, now it sounds z, z. Now let's change everything here from ra to z. I'm gonna add dot here, dot here, dot here, here, and one more here. Let's add the blue ones, one here, here, and one here. So now let's read together. Z, 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 z. Se, ze, se, 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 se, ze. So the shape of za in the beginning of the word is always like this. Here, this is the shape of za in the beginning of the word. In the middle of the word, it can be like this or this. Like this here, when the previous letter is a refusal letter. It's like this when the previous letter is a normal letter. In the end of the word, it can be like this or like this. This one when the previous letter is a refusal letter, like here. And like this when the previous letter is a normal letter. Okay, let's see another one. And this is the last refusal letter in Arabic. We have learned 5, and this is the last one. The last one is this one. Let's add this mark on the top. So the sound now is wa, wa. The sound of this letter, when I think in English, it can be like O, U, or W. But today we are gonna just focus on this sound when it sounds like W, okay? So now let's think, because now I have wa, 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 wa. Let's write now wa, wa, wa. Wa in the beginning of the word, wa. Wa in the middle of the word, wa. Wa in the end of the word, wa. As you see, it's a refusal letter. They are not connected. Wa, 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 wa. Let's write sa, wa, sa, sa. Sa in the beginning, sa. Wa in the middle, sawa, sawa. Sa in the end. Let's read sa, wa, sa. So the shape of wa in the middle of the word can be like this when the previous letter is a normal letter. And it can be like this when the previous letter is a refusal letter. Let's see the shape of wa in the end of the word. We have another shape. So let's write sa, sa, wa. Sa. Sa. Sa, sa. And then let's add wa. The shape of wa in the end of the word can be like this when the previous letter is a normal letter. So now, to conclude, the shapes of wa. Wa in the beginning of the word, it's always like this. Like here. Wa in the middle of the word, it can be like this, like here, or like this. Wa in the end of the word, it can be like this, or like this. As you see here. Let's read. Wa, 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 wa. Sa, wa, sa, sa, wa, sa. Sa, sa, wa, sa, sa, wa. Now we have studied all the letters except one letter. Let's learn it today, and like this, we have studied all the Arabic alphabets. The last letter is ya, and it is a normal letter. It's not a refusal one. Ya. You see? It looks like this, and it sounds like Y. When I add fatha, now it is ya. Ya, ya. This letter actually in Arabic sounds like Y or I, and sometimes like E. But today we are gonna just focus on Y. Yeah, yeah. Let's write yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah in the beginning of the word. So yeah in the beginning of the word is like this. You see, the shape is different. Yeah in the middle of the word. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah in the end of the word. Yeah, 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 yeah. And yeah in the end of the word can be like this as well when it is out of the word. So now we have, this is the shape of yeah in the beginning of the word, yeah in the middle of the word, yeah in the end of the word. It can be like this when the previous letter is a normal letter, or like this when the previous letter is a refusal letter. So now let's play a game. Let's add all the refusal letters that we have studied. So we have a, de, the, ra, ze, we. And today we learned this one, which is yeah. And yeah is not a refusal letter, it's a normal letter. Let's write some words. Let's play some games. If I say a, de, ra, a, de, ra, let's write here the sounds of each one for you to remember. A, de, the, ra, ze, we. Yeah. Let's write a, de, ra, a, de, ra. So a in the beginning of the word, it will be like this. De in the middle of the word, ra in the end of the word. A, de, ra, adara, adara. They are not connected because all of them are refusal letter. Now let's write a, de, ye. A, de, ye. So a in the beginning of the word. So a in the beginning of the word is like this. And then a, de, de. De in the middle of the word is like this. And yeah in the end of the word, it will be like this. I wrote it like this because the previous letter is a refusal letter. So now we have a, de, ye, a, de, ye, a, de, ye. Okay, now let's write another word. I'm gonna remove this here and I'm gonna say ye, de, ze. Yeah, yeah in the beginning of the word. It will be like this. Yeah, de, de in the middle of the word, here in the middle too. Let's add de here. Yede. Do you see the shape of de in the middle of the word when the previous letter is not a refusal letter? Yede, yede, yede. And then we said yede, ze, ze, ze in the end of the word. Yede, ze, yede, ze, yede, ze. Let's write ze, ye, we. Ze, ze, in ze. Where's ze? Ze. Ze. Ye. Ze, ye. Ze, ye. We. Ze, ye, we. Do you see the shape of we here is like this because it's connected to ye. Ze, ye, we. Ze, ye, we. Let's write another word which is ze, de, we. Ze. De, de, ze, de, we. We. Ze, de, we. The shape of wa in the end of the word, wa in the end of the word. As you see, they are different because of the previous letter. Now we studied all the Arabic alphabets with their shapes. It's missing just one thing. The shape of the normal letter in the middle of the word when the previous letter is a refusal letter. And this will be our topic in the next class, but just I'm gonna give you an example. Sha is a normal letter. It's not a refusal letter. So sha in the beginning of the word we have studied before is like this. and in the middle of the word is like this, and the end of the word is like this, and the end of the word is like this as well. We have studied that before. Change the word can have another shape. It can be like this. When the previous letter is a refusal letter, like da. So if I read da, sha, sha, this will be the shape of sha in the middle of the word. This will be our topic. Thank you for watching and see you in another lesson.